This is an Audio Wool original.
This episode of Frightday is brought to you by Gates of Hell Chipotle Hot Sauce by Frightday. Bold chipotle flavor blended with habanero peppers for just the right burn. Kissed with garlic and passion fruit. Zero human blood, like none at all. Visit shop.frightday.com before the first batch disappears.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you'd like to support us, go to patreon.com/frightday.
Kelly, I got some bad news for you.
Oh, fuck.
I think we've got our first death threat.
Oh my god, I can't wait. Let's hear it.
We got a review. 1 star.
Yes.
Waste of time, pardon me, of a human. And they go on. Body organs should be donated. They're being wasted inside these creators' body, singular, which
means it's me.
I don't know.
It's gotta be
creators.
me. Nobody gets that mad at you.
Not yet.
I only evoke strong reactions in people. It's either strong hatred or strong appreciation, but it's never middle of the road.
Time to change our address.
So is he going to kill us?
I think we should consider.
I mean, read the whole review. I want to hear the rest of it.
That was it. See you on the other side, Kelly.
Was that Psycho Sam?
I can't wait. I can't wait for them to hear that.
I think it was Psycho Sam.
Let's
Organs should be removed and donated.
The fuck, man. It is Frightday. I'm your host, Byron. Sometimes success can cloud your judgment. When that fog of fame rolls in and you find yourself desperate to remain enveloped, that's when you can make the biggest blunders. Once confronted with cancellation, you could use that time away to learn from your mistakes, or you could focus on your big comeback. We'll talk about that tonight as we review Joseph and Vanessa Winter's Deadstream. I'm joined tonight by Kelly.
I'm here.
Psycho Sam can't make it because he's demonetized. All right, you're peeking, Kelly. What a weird day, huh? Threat on our life.
Threat on our life. I'm going to Texas.
This is
the
great.
world is falling apart.
Kelly, I think it's that time of year.
Spooky?
Dragging chain sound effects season.
I think it's my favorite. Other than Christmas, of
Listen
course.
to those chains in the distance. It's almost like they're on the floor of a dungeon, Kelly.
It's Jacob Marley
Wait, what?
coming for Christmas.
See, I don't know anything about what you're talking
Christmas Carol, Ebenezer Scrooge, his dead business partner, Jacob Marley.
I think you need to stop talking about that until Halloween's over.
No, it's chains.
Yeah,
it's
but-
chain season.
Come on now.
Dragging chains.
We're still on the porch, though. That's fine, I suppose. How long are we doing this? Got wolves in the background? The hell's this?
Okay, so Byron, I just realized, hold on, I need to show you something.
Oh, no. Do I have to stop the show, or?
No, you don't have to stop the show.
Okay.
You're going to need to have a reaction to it, probably.
I probably will.
And it's important for you to stay calm.
You can't ask that right now.
I mean, no, but it is really important for you to stay
already
calm.
blurred my residence on Google Maps because of...
You did?
Well,
because of our death threat? Did you blur mine?
No, I'm...
Actually, I'm pretty sure Sam
I
is
guarantee you he's...
on top of that.
Well, if anyone knows how to erase my identity from the internet, please let me know. What are you doing on your phone, Kelly?
Okay, well, I'm pulling up a video for you to watch because it's an important
It's
video.
a podcast.
It's a teeny tiny video.
Is it like a TikTok? What is
You can
this?
certainly put it up if you would like.
We need to do calls to action on our social media. Where we're like, if you want to see this, go to our Instagram, like David Pakman always does.
Oh, yeah.
He's good at that.
Oh, he is really good at that. So here we go.
If you want to see a picture of my tomato garden, you can
He
go
has
to
a tomato garden?
Well, check it out on
Mine is
Instagram,
bad.
david.pakman. We'll be right back.
Okay, so Byron, you'll recognize the porch we're sitting on.
That appears to be a grizzly bear. Maybe a black bear.
It is a black bear.
It looks a little smaller, but
Look
I
how
can't tell.
cute he is.
On your, not ring, of course, and you do have a lot of security set up around this house, just in case someone's listening.
We do actually have, Sam does have like 8 video cameras now.
And there's multiple weapons on every floor.
I mean, that part is true.
That's, well, and so
I'm
are
not
the
going to
cameras.
guarantee that I could use them to defend us
No. Oh, wow, look at that, though. The bear is
right
that
where you are.
That's fine. It's a few feet away. I'm not afraid of that. We live in Montana, Kelly.
He's so cute, though.
Don't keep him coming back.
No, we're trying very much to stop him.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
He got into the paint.
I heard there's little paw prints on the...
There are little paw prints.
That's
but
kind of fun.
You just got to be careful.
You got to be careful. How you feeling this week, huh?
Frazzled.
Okay.
Like Miss Frizzell.
Oh, from the Magic School Bus. Great.
I do like the Magic School
Well, we
Bus.
just went through a little bit of something. I don't know if it's out now, but I taught you some things. I
Music?
shared some music with you.
You did share music. I can't wait to share my music with you.
Did the artists in your songs that you're preparing to show me murder anyone?
Maybe.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, that's what we did on Behind the Screens this week. We listened
Those are
to
pretty good.
a bunch of tunes by people who terrified and terrorized folks until they were deceased. So,
Well, yes.
check that out. That's kind of fun. Spooky season rolling into it. I'm excited to be jumping into some stuff that I've been wanting to share with you. Some stuff I caught at South by Southwest is finally dropping. So
Yeah,
tonight's film.
The pacing's been strange.
In what sense?
You got to see these things, and then I get to see them, but I'm not tracking when those things happen. And then all of a sudden, out of left field, it's like, oh, Kelly, there's this one that I saw. Now you get to see it too.
But isn't that how it's always been?
I don't know. I feel like I've had a better idea of the timeline. It feels like timelines are just much more like
Time is weird.
unpredictable right
Yeah,
now. Like,
yeah.
oh, it might be 3 weeks before this comes out, or it might be 2 years.
It's weird, like Pearl will come out 8 months after it's shot, and Firestarter will take 6 years to come out, and no one will see it.
I wonder what that means.
All right, the Hells Angels are here to protect us. Great. Little music reference. Nice. Do you want to jump right in head first into
Head
that?
first?
Do you have anything else to share before we do that?
Don't we have to return some videotapes?
Well, we would put them back in place, and you would be doing that because, Kelly, these copies of Stuck on You aren't going to put themselves away.
Who was in that?
Time for staff picks.
They say so much, but they never tell you if it's any good.
Werewolf movie with E.T.'s mom in it.
The Howling, horror, straight ahead.
Who's in Stuck on You?
It's Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear, of course. Conjoined twin comedy film by the Farley brothers.
I wonder if we would get away with a conjoined twin comedy nowadays, or if that's...
Farley, they...
What if they done anything? Not a Farley Brothers friendly world these days, I don't think.
Right? Dumb and Dumber, of course. Classic Farley brothers.
So love that movie.
Kingpin, great follow-up. Incredible film.
Then?
There's Something About Mary, of course. Me, Myself, and Irene. Osmosis Jones. I didn't know they did that.
I never saw that one.
And then this is where things take a turn. Shallow Hal.
Oh, yeah, that
People
was bad.
people didn't like the whole idea of fat is bad kind of thing.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Does make a lot of sense, actually, I would say.
Then they did Stuck on You, which is the Greg Kinnear, Matt Damon film.
Which is the one that we're returning.
Putting all these copies
Anything
away.
since then?
Fever Pitch, the Drew Barrymore, Jimmy Fallon romantic comedy. Remake of a British film. Didn't know that. The Ringer, which is, oh no. Johnny Knoxville plays these fake special needs so he could compete in the Special Olympics.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, Katherine Heigl is in that too.
Isn't she supposed to be a horrible person?
I don't know. And in all fairness, they just produced that. They didn't direct it. But Hall Pass with, this is fun. We're going right through the whole discography here. Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
Three Stooges. They did the remake of that in
I
2012.
feel like that was a flop.
It was Dumb and Dumber 2. Spelled
Oh, do you know I never saw that? Was it any good?
I don't know. And then it seemed like Peter and Bobby, the brothers Farley, split up a bit.
Oh, did they?
Peter did Green Book, which is
That was a really good one.
yeah, Viggo Mortensen.
Mahershala. Mm-hmm. Cares about Vigo.
And then The Greatest Beer Run Ever was the film that he did right after that.
Okay,
Which
that's
is,
an
I think, an
interesting choice.
upcoming film, a biographical war action comedy drama. Zac Efron's in it, Russell Crowe, Bill Murray. And then Bobby is doing something called Champions next year. Wow.
Wow.
Incredible.
All right.
So I didn't pick a movie.
Really?
I did not. That was me filling time. I'm breaking format, Kelly. I could have done monitor horror, and then I tried to look for a movie with dead in the title. Lots of them, but I wanted like a dead something. Couldn't find it. So I landed on shining a light on some films of the horror variety shot in the state of Utah.
This was shot in Utah?
This was shot in Utah, and the filmmakers are from Utah. At the last Camp Frightday, we did Carnival of Souls. Did you know that was shot in Utah? I think you probably did.
Yes, I did.
Because we were giving commentary
That one
about
was
that film.
huge.
Big for Utah. Big flick in collaboration with the Utah Film Commission, of course. Exorcist 2, The Heretic, which I think is like, it's creeping up on Halloween 3 territory with people like revisiting this film and being like, it wasn't as bad as people thought.
I mean, maybe it isn't. I need to rewatch it.
The Car, which of course James Brolin film about a possessed car that wasn't Christine. Silent Night, Deadly Night. You know, I don't love the 80s, but for some reason I like this this little Christmas horror film. The Stand miniseries was shot in Utah.
Oh.
They remade that, right?
I think they did.
Didn't see it. A handful, I guess a few of the later Halloween movies. Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers. Halloween 5, Revenge of Michael Myers. And The Curse of Michael Myers in 1995 were all shot in Utah as well. They must have had a substantial subsidy at that point. Underrated film, Bats, in 1999.
The full moon of October is known as the Hunter's Moon. This October, the hunters will be out in force, filling the hungry sky. And you are the midnight snack.
Was shot in Utah. I think that must have all been, oh, no, they say Park City. I was going to say all Moab because, you know, have you ever been to Moab, Utah?
No, I actually haven't.
Beautiful, beautiful
Is it?
place. Love it. Species in 1995 was shot there. And, okay, Adam Green's Frozen was shot there. I skipped past that. Hereditary, Ari Aster, of course, shot in Utah.
They must have some really good filming incentives.
Yeah, last one, though. Jim Cummings, Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Oh,
Shot in Utah.
love that.
Incredible film.
Love that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this. How can we miss this? My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To was shot in
was?
Utah. Yeah.
No way.
So, folks, if you're looking for a place to shoot a film that isn't Montana, go to Utah, I suppose. Well, and also Georgia. You guys
I do love Georgia.
Vancouver. People love shooting in Vancouver.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I thought that, I mean, Utah, kind of a shitty state. No offense, folks, if you live there. But maybe that's changing.
Well, I have a movie that is both witch-centric and found footage
Okay.
that I don't think you've seen, Byron.
Witch-centric found footage.
Let me see. I'll give you the quick synopsis. You tell me if you think you've seen
Sure.
it.
Let's play a game.
The renovation of an old house in a village somewhere in Eastern Europe will bring the crew of an American home improvement TV show up against superstitions, misunderstandings, and bloody violence.
I have seen this.
You have?
I don't know what it's called.
It's called They're Watching.
Welcome to Moldova, where the old meets new in surprising ways.
Moldova's beautiful. I think it's time for a change. I want to slow down, focus on my life.
Becky wants a house to raise a family.
I like it. I like it all.
You serious?
What? She actually bought that place? What could she have possibly done with it in 6 months?
That's what we're here to find out. These people are upset that you have filmed.
Oh my God, Greg, look, it's your mom.
You are mean.
How do we say which?
Vrajitoare.
No, it's definitely not okay.
Let's just do our jobs and get out of here quickly.
Wait, are you sure this is the right house?
Your house looks great.
Thank you.
Calm down.
This is kind of creepy.
What is that painting?
They've been here since this morning.
Let's get out of here before they go all deliverance on our asses.
I think it has a similarly funny vibe to the film that we're going to be discussing tonight.
I actually do agree.
I'm really starting to appreciate the whole found footage that can laugh at itself, because I think it's really hard to make a fully serious found footage horror these days. The things that were once scary are now pretty overdone and therefore hard to genuinely be scared by. So I think you have to take novel approaches for any genuine fear-inducing components and really lean into the let's laugh at ourselves for the overused things that we're going to play up from found footage movies. It brags being created by the same people that created Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, and SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, he was a storyboard director on SpongeBob.
Yeah. I think it's funny. and I think that it's worth watching. And in fact, at the point that I think it would make a really fun double feature.
Yeah, I could see that, actually. I'm so glad you brought this one up, because it is weird. It's a strange movie.
It is very strange. And I mean, not that the movie we watched today isn't unique, but I think this was even more unique in the way that it did both scary and funny.
I think I found it a little off-putting at the time, but maybe I was leaning into self-seriousness in found footage.
Yeah. And this was maybe just ahead of the curve of let's laugh at ourselves now.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, for fans of HGTV and uncomfortable bar scenes with Eastern Europeans, check it out. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does have Karen from Workaholics in it, I should note.
I don't recognize anyone else from the cast, but
I think most of them have been in smaller things, but
seems that way. The lead was in Final Destination 3 at some point.
At some point.
At some point.
We don't know if it was an extra.
I don't know. All right.
Which is awesome.
Proud of you, Kelly.
Thanks, B.
Way better than my shitty thing.
Well, look at that.
All
See,
right.
once in a while.
You're supposed to say, no, Byron, yours was great.
No, Byron, it was bad, but it doesn't bother me that it was bad, nor should it bother you.
There's also a song called Deadstream by Jimmy Slack that I really like.
Really?
Yeah. The remix features Charlie XCX, and I feel like I talk about her all the time now. Mostly because we just talked about
Oh, no, I know.
a little hyperpop track on Behind the Screams. Yeah. But before we lock up, I'd like to take a second to welcome and initiate some new members into the Frightday Society.
Why do people keep joining?
I have no idea. Maybe it's because they love us and our content, or they want our address so they can get our organs.
I think they want our organs.
I think that's probably what they're looking for. Elias?
What the bear's coming for.
Elias H.
Hi, Elias.
Thank you so much. Welcome. And your initiation is to give me your kidney.
No,
I need one kidney, because what if I just lay it on the outside of my body, and then this person who wants to take our organs and donate them just sees that out there and goes, oh, you left one out for me. And then it's like the Tooth Fairy, but you'll leave me alone.
I don't think it'll work that way.
Please.
I don't think it works that way.
Right now.
I'm going to make sure Sam has our house blurred. No, your job is to make a 30-second horror film.
Okay.
On your phone.
Like a short.
And email it to us.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Derek B. was a concerned citizen. Up the pledge.
Oh, Derek,
welcome.
thanks.
You're an official member.
Yeah. Derek, I'm going to need you to track the IP address of this threatening review we got.
It's threatening light, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
ambiguous.
Not, Byron's more scared than I am, but now he's making me more scared because he's scared.
I'm fine.
He's scared.
I'm okay.
He's scared.
We better lock up.
I'm going to stay here, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
It's probably better. It's probably for the best.
Nobody goes to video stores anymore. I feel like this is a safer place for me.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll hang out here and talk a little bit about a found footage film about another place that is completely deserted.
Yeah.
As we review Deadstream.
We hope you're enjoying your visit here this evening. Now, on with the show.
Deadstream is a 2022 American POV horror film written and directed by Vanessa and Joseph Winter. A disgraced internet personality attempts to win back his followers by live streaming one night alone in a haunted house. But when he accidentally pisses off a vengeful spirit, his big comeback event becomes a real-time fight for his life. Joseph and Vanessa Winter, I interviewed them after the premiere of this movie.
Super nice from what you...
Incredibly nice. Yeah. That interview is up at frightday.com. Read that. In our conversation, I found out they got into horror filmmaking in a kind of an interesting way.
Oh.
They had a long-running genre film festival on Halloween in their town, where they would rent out a theater. And
that's super fun.
They wrote and directed some shorts. Wrath of the Dead in 2008, Cop versus Robber in 2009, Abandoned in Space in 2012, and There's Something in My Room in 2013.
Really?
And then I believe they decided to move to the big city and try to make some things there. And they got funding and returned back to Utah to shoot. Oh, large spider on the ground. That's spooky.
Well, that's just a hobo.
That'll bite you for sure.
No, it actually is a hobo.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of it. Oh,
he's coming
back.
for you.
Ah, get back. Come on now. Where's my chain? Oh, broke half of him. All right.
You're going to have so much bad karma for that.
Yes. But like I said, this film premiered at South by Southwest, but even before the premiere, Shudder snatched it up for distribution. They saw it, they liked it, they had it.
I mean, that's good.
The premiere went really well. They had their practical effects set up in front of the theater, which was really nice. All of the prosthetics for the monsters that you see later in this, spoiler alert, was really cool to see. And it got so much attention that it became the buzz screening the next day.
Oh, that's really fun. I didn't know that part of the story.
I guess we should probably start out by talking about Sean Ruddy in his show Wrath of Sean.
I'm Sean Ruddy, and I'm a piece of trash. I'm Sean Ruddy, the world's biggest wuss. And because I love attention and hate myself, I'm facing all of my fears one dumbass challenge at a time. I'm back! After 6 months of eating ramen noodles with chopped up bits of Vienna sausages, I am monetized again.
Great. YouTube culture.
So, Byron, you heard me give the description that I think that this movie has a tone that I wished Dashcam had had.
Yes, we did have a little brief conversation about that.
Because our lead here is an asshole.
Yes.
But he's A, a fictional character, and B, much less unredeemable. Or I guess that would just make him much more redeemable.
Sure, yeah. He's cringy.
Oh, he's super cringy. He's super cringy.
But he's
without
still
doubt.
somewhat lovable for some reason.
Yeah, and I think he actually shows growth.
We'll walk a little bit through his journey in that.
But more importantly, you or I, maybe because it doesn't matter to you as much, but I never had to wonder whether the person playing him was actually the horrible person he was playing. And that made it a lot easier for me.
It made it easier for me too. And it's never up for question because the movie is like, in the best way possible, kind of corny.
Yeah.
I was trying to think about this because all these things I've used in the past as negatives for a film. It feels like it could have been a PG movie or a PG-13 movie.
Oh, yeah, I agree with a couple.
There's a couple violent things and some language, but in a way, like this felt like a late 90s targeted towards teens horror film, like a return to that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of charming.
I mean, the guy was almost over the top cheesy.
Yes, but he is performing because he's this disgraced
He's performing.
And in my conversation with him, he did a lot of research about YouTubers at the time, like his touchstone. I could have given him some advice, of course, because I unfortunately know too much about that world. But
you do.
PewDiePie and I think Logan Paul were the two.
Interesting.
I don't know if you know much about them.
No, give us a 30-second rundown on each of them, okay?
Well, PewDiePie, he was like the biggest, most popular guy on the internet for a long time. And then Logan Paul, of course, blew up huge, one of the first vlogger guys, but then he went to the suicide forest and filmed a body hanging in the suicide forest.
I remember that actually.
And he got canceled, which I think is where Sean kind of took this demonetized.
He was like, okay, this is what I'm going to run with.
But Sean Ruddy, the thing I like about his character in this is he is so ambiguous about what happened. The viewers of his program on YouTube would already know. Like they would have gone through this
Which was kind of nice because then first of all, they didn't have to occupy a bunch of the time with it.
Yeah.
And also you were able to get the idea that he was bad. He had done something not good.
But you don't know
to
what extreme.
How bad.
Yeah.
And so
it lets you be more curious and also like not write him off entirely.
Exactly. Especially for me. That's clearly a big deal for me.
Of course, you're very sensitive to that stuff. But
Yeah.
his big idea after 6 months off, because he did an apology video, which is another like very common thing on YouTube, is like, I fucked up. Basically, its own genre at this
That's
point.
what we should do a rundown of.
Of apology videos?
Yeah.
I mean, we should take him to our joint therapist or psychiatrist, because he would be able to really tell us if these people are honestly apologizing, which most of them are not. So
Yeah.
it was interesting, but his comeback is this one night alone in a haunted house.
I will be spending one night alone in a haunted house. If there are ghosts in the house, it's pretty much a guarantee that I'm gonna piss them off. That's why Mom packed me this paranormal kit. Holy water, a crucifix, salt, garlic, and a silver dagger. I have come up with one rule that you and the sponsors can hold me to. If I see or hear anything unusual, I have to check it out. If you let me break this rule, I will not get paid. I will not get paid.
The rules are if he sees or hears something, he has to check it out. If he leaves, he loses all his sponsorship money. So we've locked the gates on that as a concept, which I think is kind of good.
And one of the rules is that he's supposed to be by himself.
Yes. The way they do this opening 20 minutes, like basically the first act of this film, is like a breakneck combination of two things where it's character development, and it's also answering the big found footage question. Like, why am I still filming? Is always like the big question.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I think he kind of covered all of it. He dumps all of this exposition of...
And you don't have to spend a bunch of time questioning it because it's supposed to be funny. So you're just like, okay, that is what it is. Like, it's just, I think, leaves a lot more room for other story development.
In a way, it approaches the story in a similar way to like WNUF.
Yes.
It slowly tells you like the big plot points of what this house is.
Death Manor was built in 1880 by a wealthy Mormon pioneer for his social outcast daughter, a poet named Mildred Pratt. Mildred would later commit suicide and become the first of many deaths in this house. Did her suicide curse the house? Or was Mildred the victim of an already cursed house? That's not a good sign.
House supposedly was really haunted. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh, the one that they filmed in?
Yeah, the small town that they filmed in. I can't remember the reason the police showed up. Their police were patrolling it while they were shooting there. Something got triggered, and when they got there, the police wouldn't go in the house because they had heard this legend or this story about some sort of ghost inside. So even the police were too scared to go inside.
What?
Which is pretty interesting. But
did they experience anything when they were filming there?
No, I asked that, but no, they didn't experience anything.
Biscuits.
They completely rebuilt structurally the second floor, which is kind of interesting.
It is interesting.
But like a house like that, they would have to
even get camera
to
equipment.
be safe.
Yeah.
So he starts talking about this Death Manor place, and like he does everything like kind of by the books of like an opportunistic YouTuber. He's got the Blair Witch parody shirt that's already for sale. He's got this soundtrack that he's already uploaded to iTunes to make money off of.
Well, he's clearly had some serious downturn in revenue that he's trying to recoup.
He's trying to make up for it, but he's good at what he does, I suppose. He explains his gear, which I like that. That's like a really cool part of a found footage film. Usually like they do it in like one sentence, and later on you're like, why are they still filming? But I like that he was able to distribute these cameras all over this house and have this iPad that like everything's motion detected. So if there's something in a room, it'll pop up on screen, and the people in the chat who are... I love that. That's very dash cam.
Oh, yeah.
To have the chat going at the same time.
Yep.
It's almost its own character.
It is.
Which I love.
There was one point early in the movie that kind of annoyed me, though, when... What was it that happened? It was one of the inciting incidents. He was going to the bathroom, I think.
Okay, so this is cool, and I like this, actually. We'll get there. He talks about Mildred, this poet, daughter of a wealthy guy who built this place. She's obviously troubled because she killed herself, and it was like the first ghost in this. And then eventually you find out that there's 11 people who died in this place up to 1950.
After Mildred's death, 11 more people died in this house before it was finally boarded up in 1956. That's what... Ah! Shit! Shoot! I meant shoot! Please don't demonetize me, Livid. This is an intense situation. I think there should be a strike system, like 3 strikes or something. Starting on the next one.
Yep.
Chat's on. He calls it a real paranormal G-spot. which is kind of funny.
That was funny,
That's a good
I agree.
line. And we go upstairs where Mildred hung herself, and apparently there was a nursery where kids died. And as he's doing this, he's showing different clips of footage, which I like. That was
of
very...
other people coming in and doing...
Yeah, the 1995 team looking at the corner man, and
Mm-hmm.
the 1998 video footage of the little girl talking to a ghost, which you have experience with as well.
Yes.
When you had a young little one.
Oh, God. Not right now.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually going to scare me too much being sitting out here. In fact, Puckwudgie looked up into the same corner of the house the other day.
Oh, no.
And I was like, hey, what's going on? And she was like, oh, nothing. And like wouldn't talk to me about it.
Sure.
It kind of freaked me out.
The third room with... Oh, God. That is awful for you.
Yeah.
Third room with paranormal activity is the bathroom, and they play a 2002 EVP that says Mama Pond Water. Something that came
This
back.
pond water thing just
because
kept
of,
coming up.
Was it Mildred's writing?
No, it ended up being part of the ritual that's...
Yeah. There's a safe room, which he calls the HQ, and it's got a closet with a bit of a sigil hanging up in it that he discards quickly. Pretty great. The pee scene. He's peeing in a bucket in the safe room, right? And as he's doing it, he's humming and closing his eyes. And this bothered you? Because this was the first, real apparition appears.
But, it's the only time he disconnected from his audience, which just didn't make sense.
I mean, I kind of liked it because if that would have been a reoccurring thing, is him not being present when something is seen and the audience is seeing
That's
it.
true.
I
I guess maybe I
kinda
was just
cool.
anticipating that it was going to be recurring, but you're right, it wasn't. It was just a one-timer.
But I could see how that was kind of irritating.
I mean, I just wanted to be like, okay, this is silly. In fact, I kind of thought that maybe this is when we find out that the stuff is staged and he's deliberately not paying attention because he's trying to build the suspense.
Well, right after that, it's real scene. He hears the children giggling, the running on the wood floor, the door opening.
Yep.
But it's not a ghost.
No.
Yet.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It's a quirky super fan.
I love you so much. I can't believe it's you. I'm obsessed with watching you. I mean, watching your channel.
How did you find me? You're not supposed to be here. Oh, it's so good to see a human.
Can I sing?
Yes, please. No! Oh, please don't leave me.
Chrissy.
Well, Chris Cat 94, of course.
Right.
She's
Chrissy.
Chrissy. She's a big fan.
Big fan.
She has been present in the chat of some of his past pranks. We didn't really say that. His pranks aren't great. The concept of Wrath of Sean is that he's a scaredy cat, so he does things that are outrageous that scare him, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Pretty loose in the concept, I suppose.
It's kind of more PG fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
throwing
PG-13.
marshmallows at a police officer.
Yeah. Which is
Sure.
actually kind of nice to see stupid stuff because you're used to things being...
Like the Suicide Forest.
Right. Or Alex Jones.
Or Alex Jones.
Yeah.
So at this point, he tries to leave, but then Chrissy tells him that the numbers are off the charts.
And he's like, oh, shit.
I
I'm
gotta
gonna
stay. He's irritated with her, which I thought this was a cool take because normally she's a cute girl.
Yeah, she was cute.
You would have expected Sean to
Well, and this was, I think, one of the things that helped me not totally vilify him because there was some
he was
comment.
being mean to her, though.
He was being mean to her, but there was some comment in the chat about...
Don't be sexist again.
Well, and there was something about his girlfriend, like where's the girl? And so it was
Yeah.
almost, of course, because there's just enough in terms of breadcrumbs that you can construct your own story. And the narrative I created in my head was, oh, he does have a girlfriend. He's really in love with her.
And he's kind of a normal
he's
guy
screwed
off
up.
camera, maybe.
Yeah. And look he's not even like the super weird, creepy guy that would take advantage of a super fan that's actually kind of cute.
Pretty cute.
Those were things that helped me not hate him.
I mean, even though he was being shitty and she accuses him of fansplaining, which I thought was good writing.
That was funny.
Pretty good writing.
I agree. That was funny.
So they find themselves in the cellar, and there's a trunk full of... Oh, my God. Shake the chains.
Jacob.
Mildred Pratt's stuff is in a big trunk in the basement, including a necklace that Chrissy puts on kind of subtly. Wonder what that's about.
Why would she put that on?
That's weird. They start reading some poems, and he's kind of shitty and critical about the poems, and you can sense that she's like, keep reading the poems. They're not that bad. But there's a dead cat next to the trunk.
There is.
Spooks him out. He's a spookable guy.
It's very spookable.
Yeah.
It'd spook most people out.
And he's got this wheel. I don't know. What did he call the wheel?
I did make a wheel of stupid things for this. Let me get it.
Oh, yeah.
Some
It's like
sort of
wheel of shitty options. I don't know.
Yeah. His first one was Seance, and now he had Chrissy spin. And it landed on the line, so they have to do a spirit board and an EVP session at the same time.
Which is just, I saw that and I'm like, oh, no?
For some reason at this point, like even though she's more communicative, she kind of reminded me of the siren in that VHS 2 segment. Played by Hannah Fierman a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like...
just awkward and like slightly disconnected.
And it's a little unsettling, and that grows, which is kind of fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're leading you to...
Yeah.
Should we...
Spoilers.
I guess it's time for dead giveaways. This is the point of the show where we spoil part of a movie. We'll try not to spoil all of it, but fair warning.
Yeah, fair.
Check it out. It's on Shudder now, I believe. So she's taking the criticism of Mildred's poetry personally.
To start, I'll need you to read the poems out loud.
No, they're boring.
They're not boring.
Chrissy, this is my show. Put one of your hands on this book.
And says during this spirit board session that he should repeat after her. And he says, I don't say weird things I don't understand, which is a fair rule.
Yeah, it was actually a smart thing for him
Very
to do.
smart. There's another noise. She runs off to investigate it because he's too scared, but she seems to be like kind of disappearing
A lot.
quickly, and he's
starting to get suspicious.
and calls her a stupid big little lies.
Big little lies? What the F is wrong with you?
Which was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, but he's getting pissy at Chrissy at this point and
I would.
calls her a crazy stalker freak.
Yep.
And that's too much for her.
And that's when she reveals her true self.
She bites his neck, and he breaks a piece of the wall off and stabs it into hers.
Yep.
Suddenly, everything changes.
Everything changed very quickly.
Yeah.
He's just maybe murdered somebody.
Maybe.
On live stream.
And he runs onto the stream to say that he's going to turn himself in.
Yep.
That's a little bit more true colors of him. Like, he's not rational. Still to say, like,
Yeah,
you're
he
going to...
didn't pull a Justin Long. He, like...
I wrote that note. I'm so glad. I said, is AJ from Barbarian like Sean? How do you feel about that?
No.
He's different.
He's different. He's, I think, less egomaniacal.
Sure.
Or maybe less damaged. Maybe would be the better way to put it.
He's not as smart. He throws a first aid kit at her.
I mean... I don't know that Justin Long's character was smart.
He's not
he was
smart.
He's deeply bad.
Yeah.
It had penetrated him to his core. I think Sean just had a surface infection.
It's very much like a dash cam versus Deadstream situation. Like,
yeah, just an easier character to care what happens to.
We keep seeing these little clips of videos that people are submitting to him now. This little kid submits a video about the hymn saw in the closet. This like little 12-year-old is like...
Right. Yep. He's like, I'm going to explain this to you.
Which was kind of cool. I like those.
You know what it reminded me of? Obviously different application, but every once in a while Art Bell would get a like really young kid calling in the middle of the night, and it reminded me a little bit of that.
It's different. Alex Jones sometimes gets little kids that call in and they talk about the deep state, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
Oh, God.
But we're not here to talk about that.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. This kid is a little bit Jonesy. The call ends, or the video ends, with him saying everyone's too sensitive these days. He closes the laptop, implying that whatever Sean did to get canceled wasn't that bad.
It's not that bad.
That's kind of nice. That bad. We don't need to walk through the entire film, of course.
But Chrissy's the witch.
Well, yeah, she's Mildred.
And she also really has this weird obsession with picking Sean's nose.
You don't know why. Is that how you possess someone? Is by
shoving
going
a
deep in the
broken fingernail up there? I don't know.
Well, who was the ghost? That was her, right? Who was facing away, and he kept looking from the pad to his normal view.
Yep. I've seen that before.
Yeah, but we're looking through a camera. How come the camera that's on his head can't see the apparition, but the camera that he set up in the corner of the room does.
Wasn't it like night vision or
It
something?
It could have been.
I think the one that was on the pad was night vision.
That was a good jump scare, though. That, for some reason, got me. Like,
oh, see, those are my favorite things to begin with. I love those.
because he's like, iPad up, iPad down, iPad up, iPad down, iPad up.
And you just knew it was coming.
Yeah.
You just knew.
Face of a goofy ghoul.
Ghoul.
That is a goofy ghoul.
I mean, that is the other thing that was fun about this. I feel like, and I hope I'm not being insulting here.
Sure. Bad makeup.
Right. And but I think it was very intentional. Like, I think they probably made the decision, we can't make this genuinely scary.
This is low budget.
So we're going to just lean into the cheese instead.
Well, and I think that a touchstone has got to be Evil Dead.
Oh, for sure.
This level of absurd, weird.
Oh, yeah.
Scary, but not like in any way that's legitimately
right. Nothing that's
startling.
going to make me lose sleep.
No, of course not. You get a quick shot with the Latin professor, of course, from Brown. That was fun.
That was great.
Who explained to him that the thing that he did say eventually, the Latin phrase said something about, I give you my soul and forfeit my will.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to realize. Like,
his instinct to not repeat things he didn't understand was good.
It was brief.
He should have stuck with that.
Yeah. I guess the nail in the silly coffin was when he was talking to his followers about how he wasn't sorry. The only thing he was sorry for was apologizing.
About his apology.
Basically, and that he was acquitted, by the way, which was interesting. He didn't know that he was sick. He signed a waiver, I'm not racist. So, like, things get a little bit more serious. It's not necessarily the barbarian conversation in the bar.
No, it's not.
He looks down and there's a head between his legs that shouts guilty, and she bites his crotch.
Which was also hilarious.
It's wild, because he's hiding in a closet doing this big, like, scared speech, and then all of a sudden we're confirmed that this is a goofy movie,
like super goofy, actually.
And he jumps out of a window immediately after that, like does like a goofy like whoa,
right, which was
great.
Actually really great.
Hurt his leg pretty bad.
He did, and it was pretty gross when you saw it.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of the flick. It moves forward from there.
It's a really fun watch. It was a very welcome break because Mercury is retrograding like crazy.
I didn't send that out yet. I need to send that out.
Yeah, send it out.
All right.
I just felt like I needed something that was a little bit lighter within the realm that Byron was going to consider a reviewable movie. And this kind of fit the bill for me perfectly this week.
This is classic Frightday. This is like sweet spot of Frightday where...
I agree.
Yeah, we haven't done one of these in a bit.
I agree. Very fun acting, I would say, on all parts. I think it struck a really important balance that is hard to strike in found footage. Mm-hmm. And I didn't find myself questioning the logistics as the movie went on. It was super easy to just sit back and enjoy. It was a crazy, fun, entertaining ride.
Do you want to squeeze in a high and a low real quick?
Yeah.
Since we skipped them last time.
Yeah. My high... This is hard, Byron. You go first.
I start with my low.
Okay.
Which is that sometimes it's a bit corny.
Yeah.
The performance was a little weird at points. My high, though, inspiring streaming rig. Like, you and I have talked a little bit about... Oh, that was so cool. But you and I have talked about doing some live ghost investigation stuff very similar to Deadstream.
Were you taking notes?
May have been today, yes.
Oh, fascinating.
Do you want me to get my final thoughts, or are you still thinking on your highs and lows? What do you think? You got it? You don't have a high, do you?
No, I really liked a lot of it. I just don't know. I'm just trying to pick like a favorite point. My high was the completely unexpected neck bite. As we talked about with my Barbarian review, I'm really starting to enjoy just the out of left field turns in movies. And that was certainly the out of left field point for this one. My low, probably when he was telling his audience that he didn't apologize and he was apologizing for apologizing.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Because that was the first time where I was like, oh shit, he is a complete asshole.
Well,
and the rest of the movie I had been able to convince myself, oh, he's not that bad. But then I feel like he kind of turned things around again enough that I could keep watching.
Yeah.
It was just the point at which I disliked him the most.
Okay.
But overall...
For all those reasons.
For all those reasons. It was a really fun movie. This is one of those, I kind of keep a running tally of movies that when my daughters are a little bit older I'll watch with them, and I think this is one of those that they'll get a kick out of.
That's
It
what
was
I'm
pretty
saying.
funny.
I think it is.
I really think it is.
It's still kind of fucked up and twisted.
It is. It is. But, I mean, I'm excited to watch it with Creature and Pukwudgie at some point.
Yes.
I give Deadstream 7.2 severed fingers.
So folks who follow us on social media might know that the Writers Room podcast is back.
Bam!
And I guested on that, and I think that there's no better way for me to promote our written reviews at Frightday.com. One way is to talk about them on a podcast.
It is a
called
good
The
way.
Writers Room. The other would be for me to read one of my reviews out loud. And so this is my review of this film coming out of South by Southwest. I said, a bumbling, scaredy cat experiencing the fallout of a scandalous prank gone wrong finds himself in over his head. Locked inside a crumbling murder house rumored to be haunted by its former residents, this overnight live stream to save his career just may cost him his life. It's kind of fun.
Well, it was good.
They can have that if they want. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's better than their synopsis.
It is better than our synopsis.
For folks already intolerant of vlogger vibes or the monitor horror subgenre in general, you may be tempted to write this off. However, the somehow charming cringe of our lead, Sean, quickly left me not necessarily rooting for him, but invested in his fate. Found footage bases were covered early on and without feeling like an exposition overload. Throughout the night, as the spooks escalated, and they really do, in an almost Evil Dead-esque way, the real-time commenting interface made for welcome comic relief.
Some damn good writing.
Appreciate that.
No, that was really well
I need
done.
to do it more. And if you want to read some more, that's
well done.
Great writers at Frightday.com.
God, that was good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel the same. The shine of the South by Southwest premiere is a little dulled. You know, like, I see what you're saying. The makeup lacks a little bit.
But I think
it's got to be intentional.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a problem because it felt like it was what they were trying to do.
Yeah, but for all those reasons, I mean, I give Deadstream, it's a great kick into the Halloween season. I give it a 6.9 spark plugs. And those are our thoughts on Deadstream, which is available now on Shudder if it is past the 6th, I believe. Yes, October 6th. So check it out. Once you have, let us know what you think about it. Reach out to us on social media at Frightday on Twitter and Instagram. Contact at Frightday.com is our email address. You can leave a comment below this episode in the show notes at Frightday.com, or we could have a conversation about it in the Facebook group, Facebook.com/group/Frightday, or in the Discord server, Discord.Frightday.com. But Kelly, we're not done talking about Joseph and Vanessa Winter, actually. We're going to be talking about them here just in a couple weeks.
We are.
Yeah, because they have a segment in the upcoming VHS 99 film, which is great.
Spectacular.
Up-and-comers. I'm really excited to see what they do with that. Yes. Chains, I guess? Still shaking?
Yeah.
That guy?
Jacob.
Oh, you're going back to the old Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
It's not time to talk about Christmas. It's not. We have to separate the spooky seasons. It's proper
You do realize
spooky.
that the original spooky season was Christmas.
I might give you that, but at the same time, I'd like to keep them separated.
Just shut up. It's a terrible song.
It's a fine song. Kelly, until next week, where are you going to be? Texas. We know.
Yeah.
We know. You're going to
any
unoccupied...
super spooky places that I should visit?
The whole thing. Occupied Texas.
Oh, God. Did I tell you I'm wearing my MUFON hat?
We need to re-up our subscription to MUFON.
It's my strategy.
Oh, okay.
Because enough MUFON people fall on both sides of the political fence.
Cross-section here, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I can cover my bases and remain safe.
Are you doing Dallas? You going to go stand in the JFK place?
Oh, my God. I didn't even realize that.
Wait, what? Really?
How did I not even think about that?
You're going to stand in the middle of the street where that mark is. Okay.
Oh, I
she's
have to.
Very
excited.
God.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. I'm going to go to really far.
All right. You know, some people... I'm going to turn you down there. Some people like Graceland. This is Kelly's Graceland.
Who gives a fucking shit about Elvis?
A lot of people do, Kelly.
Boss Lerman, apparently,
Right,
but
well,
I don't.
So that'll be cool. Maybe we'll post some images of that in the Instagram.
Oh my God,
The
I'm
socials.
so excited.
Oh, great. Well, I'll be here doing work.
We should have time.
Byron@Frightday.com is my
Doesn't leave for-
email address. Byron@Frightday.com. Actually, that's my email address. The other things are Twitter and Instagram.
I'm going to peace out of our fancy ass hotel room and just go like Are those cures still there?
Protzman's doing some stuff. Byron at Frightday.com is my email address. At Byron McKoy on Twitter and Instagram. So until next Frightday, I'm Byron.
I'm Kelly.
Log off, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And stay scared. You've been listening to an Audio Wool original, produced by Byron McKoy, theme music provided by Cemeteries. For more programs like this, visit audiowool.co.